Morning. Today I will be speaking on a topic which is what are the prerequisites for an operator to get organically certified by EU, or you say European Union. So basically speaking is that any material that needs to move from India to Europe, it has to be organic, has to be organically certified in India before the material can be brought into the European Union. So in this process, there is a regulation that is now newly been brought, which has repelled the 834 and the 889, which is called as the 2018/848. Now inside this regulation, if you go to the article 34, it speaks about the requirements of how it should be organically certified. Then only can this material be brought into the European Union. So go through the article 34, and as we go on, there are different articles which I will be just explaining with few words. So in the other way around, if you need to be organically certified as EU, it is first mandatory that you get NPOP certified in India, because parallel TC has to be maintained in terms of traceability, and then you get the EU certification. And when you take the EU certification, please make sure that the certification body that you are availing this organic certification is being accredited to give you the EU certification. Please check that. The next point is that they will tell you to fill an application. They will send you an estimate. You will have to agree on the estimate. A contract will be made. They will be allotting you an auditor. Inspection will take place. The findings will come out. The observations are placed into your understanding on what are the concerned flaws that has come that needs to be respected. Once the compliance is being met in full completeness or fulfillment of the organic requirements of EU, this then goes for certification. Now let's go into the regulation. Now, according to regulation 2017-625, there are article 14 and 15 which explains on the methods and techniques and obligations that needs to be maintained by operators. So go through that concerned article. I again say 2017/625, article 14 and 15, where it explains about the methods and obligations that needs to be maintained by an operator intending to be organically certified as per European Union. Then the next regulation is very understandable and gives a more lucid descriptive way of telling what are the requirements needs to be maintained inside a processor or a handler, or if it is going to be group of growers, what are the requirements or prerequisites needs to be kept to meet the compliance. Now if you go into the 2021/1698, article 9, 10 and article 11. So article 9, it speaks about what has to be done in terms of lookout inside a processor, while inside the article 10 it explains what to be maintained in the groups of growers or grower groups, what has to be maintained. But what are the methods, or what does the certification body needs to look into this particular facility, and what an FBO should be expecting to be fulfilled so that the inspection is meeting the compliance. That is explained in article 11. So try to make sure when they are saying meeting the compliance, there are certain things that you need to keep in your side, which are some, for example, the plant layout. You need to be having a standard operating procedure. You should be having a cleaning record, and cleaning record, we are more specific with what is happening within the contact with the food. The next is the pest management. Is there any kind of chemicals being used through the process, inside or outside? Then when you come into the transport documents, how is the storage being maintained? If you are having both of of them. If there is parallel production, how is it being done through, and is it mentioned inside the SOP, stock records. So all this kind of things needs to be maintained, and it is always better, if possible, to keep a advisor, so that he may at least keeps you in track of what are the requirements. Then he keeps one of your quality officers trained inside the process, and you could also then continue this, and once in a while you want some kind of advisors, called advisors. But the point with advisors is that you will have to pay him for that particular requirement. So new people, make sure that you do this, because the extent of what non-compliance needs to be met will be in a process where you have still not understood what are the requirements of the organic regulation, which is very important. So, making a synopsis of what I spoke today, it was on the operators that are requiring to be organically certified as per the European Union. Second, the concerned regulations do descriptively, or they give their pinpoints of where you should keep your lookouts. 848, it explains inside Article 34. When you go into the 625, it explains inside 1415. Then when you go into the concerned regulation of 1698, it explains inside the Article 9, 10 and 11. Please, understanding the regulation is the most important thing before you plan to do any kind of organic certification. Be it you an operator, be it you auditor, be it you a person who is going to be a handler or is going to be a subcontractor. The subcontractor also has to follow all this process. And the advantage here inside the EU certification is that one single certificate will have all these concerned subcontractors with their activities being placed. Have a nice day. Please learn the standards. If you wish to, you want to know what are the records required, you can message me. I will be very happy to give you the documents that needs to be maintained on your side without any concern. So please make sure organic integrity is being maintained all around, where we make sure that the consumer gets safe food. Have a nice day. Thank you.